Hi class, in this section we're going to create an amortization schedule using the present value function. There are a couple of videos in the text if you would like them. Good for you. An amortization schedule shows us how an investment will change over time, beginning and ending balances of an investment or a loan. So I give an example. If a customer wanted to pay off a loan after 6 years, the amortization schedule would tell the loan officer what the payoff would be. Now, our schedule that we're going to make is going to work for up to 15 years, but we could extend the table for any number of years. So here's our spreadsheet so far. I'm going to look at mine here. We're going to be updating things a bit. They say hundreds of websites offer amortization schedules. We're going to be creating our own. So the first step in creating our amortization schedule is to adjust the column widths and enter the section title and column title. So that's what we're going to be doing. Let's get our column heading, column G. We would like for it to be 0.92 width. Close, 9.2. All right. Now I want H. We would like for it to be 6.0. I know you guys are like, what is wrong with her? Now let's drag through column heading I through L to select that. So we want all of these, and we'd like to make them all 16. There it is. Now let's select cell H3, and in H3 we want amortization schedule. Let's select A3 and use the format painter, format our new entry. Do a merge on H3 through L3. We would like to merge, turn it off, turn it back. I'm going to do the same thing for this one because it looks like I'm missing column F. Reset, and this other. Okay. Now our amortization schedule heading is set up. Let's enter our column headings on row 4. So here on row 4, beginning in cell H4, we want year, I4, beginning balance, J4, ending balance, and K4, paid on principal, and interest paid. Let's center those column headings. Small, center. Now I should just be able to click somewhere and see that we have everything nicely centered for our amortization schedule. Now H3 that it was unmerged. We'll see if we have trouble because of that. All right, let's create a series of integers for our year. In cell H5, we want a starting year. We'll type 1, and then year 2, our loan. Now we should be able to use our series. So select both of those and grab our autofill handle and pull down to H19. We wanted 1 through 15. I'd like you to notice how this particular row is bigger because it's in the same row as this head. That's true. Now we have 4 formulas that we're going to use for our amortization schedule. The formulas are going to be found in row 5. So that's where we'll be setting those up. So in cell I5, we'll set up our first formula, and we want this to be equal to D8, our loan amount. Now next, for our ending balance, we're going to have to do some work on this one. So we're going to use an if statement. So let's set up our if statement. And our criteria for our if statement is going to be if cell H5, which is what our year, is less than or equal to our ending balance, F5. Now notice those dollar signs there are making that be our varying data, that the year is what's going to be changed in potential series this way. And then if H5 is less than or equal to the term of the loan, meaning we haven't run out of years, we want to use a present value calculation. We want to use the data in cell 4 of the same column as our varying data, and we want to divide that by 12. And we're going to use 12 times the F5 data, which of course is our rate here, minus our H5, our year. Now, I'm going to close that parenthesis, put another comma. The last thing I want is to subtract F6, that monthly payment amount, for each month that they've made a payment. And then my last parameter is going to be 0. So let's read that. If H5 is less than or equal to F5, so meaning whichever year we're looking at is less than or equal to F5, then our present value calculation should be based on F4, the original term, divided by 12. That's our first parameter to our present value formula. Our second parameter to our present value formula is the number of months that have been paid, so the term minus what year we're on. And then our third parameter is going to be that monthly payment amount, however many payments we've made, and that will give us the resulting beginning balance for this year. Let's do it. That's a crazy formula, huh? Now that we have our formula inserted, we should see the result there for that first year. Let's select cell K5 and apply its formula. Now for K5, we're going to be somewhat doing the same thing. We're going to have an if statement, and we're going to be using I5 as our comparison cell. If I5 is greater than 0, we're going to take 12 times whatever is in F6, monthly payment, because we do one of those every month, minus K5. K5 is how much we've already paid. After that, our third parameter is going to be a 0. Oh, this should go in L5. Let me copy that. I'm going to select it and cut it and then paste it in this one here, our interest paid. That's where that was not making any sense to me, because I was like, why would we be looking at K5 when we're in K5? That could make a circular reference or cause us a loop. So we need our formula for this cell. For K5, we want to use the value that's in I5 minus the value that's in J5. That makes things look a little bit better. Now they want to know, why are some of our cells not formatted? Let's fix these up first. Now we've got our formulas entered on our first row, so let's copy them. So the copying is pretty straightforward, except for our first cell that needs our beginning balance. So we have to always look at the previous cell to get that beginning balance. So we're going to do that a little interestingly. So let's select J5. Through L5. We just want those three. Drag our Now they ask why some of the numbers seem incorrect. Well, that would be because we haven't got our beginning balance set up properly. So let's do that. 4I6 type equal J5, the cell entry, and then click enter our formula to display the ending balance. Now with I6 active, we can drag fill handle because we've created series. So good. Let's check our totals. In rows 20 through 22, we're going to set up some totals here. So let's start with J20. In J20, we want to enter subtotal. And then we want A20 and L20. And we want these to be sums. Verify that. K5, K19, perfect. L5 through L. Now let's select J21 and let's enter equal D7. Oops. I want to move that to L. Right here should be the word down, PYMT. Now in J22, we want total cost. And in L22, we want the formula equal K20 plus L20 plus L21. Beautiful. Now let's get all of our formatting done. We've done all the hard work. Format it so it's easier to read. Let's select I5. And then we want to click the Format Painter button, turn on the Format Painter, and we want to drag this from J5. Okay. Now let's select the range I6 through L19. And then right click to display our shortcut menu. We want to choose Format Cells. Click on the Number tab. And let's select Currency. We want none in our symbols. And we want the red negative. Click OK. Now let's double check. Everything's looking much more readable for us. Now we might have some issues with rounding. You manually add the numbers in column L and compare it to the sum in L20. You'll notice that the total interest paid is a penny off. This round off error due to the fact that some of the numbers involved in the computation have additional decimals that don't appear in the cells. You can use the round function on the formula entered in cell L5 to ensure the total is exactly correct. So I can just implement my round function, and I would use those values that I was passing in as argument, and that should fix that. Oops, too few arguments. Yeah, I would say 2 decimal places to round that to. It's telling me right here the round function needs the number to round, which is going to be the result of our formula, and then it needs to know how many digits to round to. So we would round to 2 digits. So that should take care of that. Now I'd want to pull this down. And then fix my currency formatting. That should clean that up. Okay, so let's do some more formatting. We've seen a lot of formatting in the past, so let's do some a little bit more specialized formatting. We want to add custom borders. Now our custom borders, you can tell this is kind of a busy spreadsheet, so maybe by adding some borders we could really focus on the different functional parts of the spreadsheet. So the first thing that we want to add a border to is our calculator section. So let's select this area of the screen, and we want to choose Format Cell. Let's go to the Border tab, and in the Border tab, first let's choose a color, and the color that they want is blue accent 2. Just the regular blue, and click the medium border style. Area. That looks pretty medium, I do believe. Column 2, row 5. 1, 2, how about that? Alrighty. Now click the outline button in the presets. There we go. And that should outline our selected area. It will show us a preview here. And we want to make it a light border. And light, and then click the vertical line button, the border area. Let's click OK. Now let's click somewhere and see our border. And we can see it's thicker the way around, except this little right area. All right. Something I didn't like. Let me undo. Control C. My area is selected. I'm going to click on Format Cell, go to Border. I want this medium one, and I want blue, and I want an outline, and then I want smaller one, the one. Okay. Now it should look like a book. There we go. Now we have the thicker outline all the way around and the thinner one in between. Sorry about that. Perfect. Now, there are some other ways. That's a nice way to do it. Let's do some more borders. Select range C10 through F22. And let's right click and choose Format Cells. Click on our border tab, necessary. Let's change our color to blue. Now we want to click the medium border style again. and the outline preset. Now let's click the light border and click the vertical line button in the border area down here. Okay. And that gives us all that for that. Great. Now let's do C10 through F10. I want to grab each of those headings and into our format cell in our border area. We just want to apply light blue bottom border to that. Blue light and bottom. And nice bottom. Let's do our amortization schedule. Let's select our range H4 through L22. We're going to go up one and get our heading. This stuff. Let's use our outline preset. Go to blue, medium, outline. And let's do our light border. Now we want to do some heading action. So let's get H5 to L19. I want us to do this a little bit differently. And we want to apply a blue light upper border and a blue light bottom border. So I'll do the light. I want to do a top border and a bottom border. Those at the very top and the very bottom. Looking really good. Now let's update a few things. Change the height of row 23. We want this to be 9. And then we want the width of column M to be 0.92. Put that border around again. And then we want to select the range B2 through M23. Let's add a dark green, heavy style outline border. Dark green. Heavy style column 2, row 6 line 2. Outline. Okay. We select our range so we can see our handiwork and save our spreadsheet. And that's a good breaking point for us for this video. We'll look at finishing this thing up in our next one. Thanks.